money is the root of all evil. I don't want to be rich. I want to be
happy,
right?
safe.
Money is not evil, right? Money is just
Tool.
a tool. Yeah, right? Money has no value of good or evil at all.
Someone told me, gosh, probably a decade ago, when I was really struggling with this, because I did believe that money was evil and that you had to do something bad in order to achieve wealth. And someone told me, money just makes you more of what you already are. And when I heard that, it was almost like a relief. It was like a weight off my chest. Like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I can be like loving and kind and giving and caring and still have a lot of money. And yes, it's just going to make you more of that. Now, if you're a big asshole and you're a jerk and you get money, yes, you probably become more of that. And we do see that a lot in a lot of movies and society and culture. But there are so many kind, loving, giving individuals who are wealthy and who share that.
You are here listening to this and you have an amazing heart and you want to help people and you want to take care of your own family, man, then we're speaking to you. How do we get to a place where we have enough money saved in order to buy it? And honestly, we're going to start with the budgeting part of this. And I think this is the most painful, awkward, terrible part of the deal, right? Like everyone wants to talk about the cool stuff. Let's talk about the investing techniques and all the tricks and all that kind of crap. Man, it doesn't make any difference. If you got no money at the end of the month, you've saved nothing, then bro, you missed the whole point. The whole point is, how do we create a system that a kindergartner could figure out, right? So easy, so simplified. And it's really just this, starting with your family budget. So let me show you a couple little slides here, and then we're going to dive into what this looks like. And I would say that first and foremost, you need some type of budgeting app, right? And I look at it from this perspective that every single dollar you should have a job for. And when we first started with this, we used, I believe it was called Every Dollar, right? And it's part of, I believe, the Dave Ramsey one. And there's a bunch of different ones you can look at. But ultimately, if you think about it from this place, if you have $5,000 a month of income, that's 5,000 individual workers that are working for you. And you need to give all of those individual dollars a job. And if you go to a conference, you have like the hello, my name is tag. Like imagine putting every single dollar has a little name tag on it. And that dollar, the name tag says rent, mortgage, car payment, insurance, groceries, fund money, right? Think of it from that perspective. Every single dollar that you make has a specific job and a purpose. And if you're loose with these things, man, people who are loose with their money, they end up in a lifetime of broke. These are the people that are always stressed, right? Give your financial, give it the attention that it needs. If you love your wife, right, you give her the attention that she needs, or else you're going to be in the doghouse. You need to treat your finances that way. Your finances are important, right? Put in the time and the attention that it needs and treat it with the respect that it deserves, or else you'll end up with a lack of financial intelligence and then a lack of results. So I would say start here tonight, and we'll talk about some examples of some budgeting apps that you can use. But let's get a budgeting app, and then instead of starting with today and working forward, I would actually start with today and move backwards, right? Go back the last, say, 3 months, the last 90 days, and go in and put those things in your app. And there's free apps out there that you can manually do, but I think you honestly should pay for one of these apps that will sync to your bank, and then it'll start putting all the stuff in for you, because it's super horrible when you have to go in and type in 4.60 and then type in Starbucks. And you go and you do it every single week, and you're trying to keep up, and you're like, oh my gosh, dude, I went to Starbucks too many times. I got to write all this crap in, right? If it is all automated, then it's easy and it just flows, and it makes it super, super convenient to do this. So this is a simple, long play, right? So set yourself up for success, because if you're going to commit to doing this as a lifestyle, right, then make it easy on yourself. Pay for a great app. And again, at $100, something like that per year, no big deal, right? Put in that money and get started with this, right? So start your budget. What do you want to add here?
So I wanted to add that this really sucked when we first started doing it, because it was really uncomfortable. I think there's a few topics that a lot of married couples don't like to talk about. And one of those is finances, money. And there was a time where I probably spent a little too much money on, new clothes and stuff. And getting this app really held myself accountable. It also held Brett accountable to things that we were spending. So we would sit down after every week and we would go over everything that we would spend. And it was almost kind of embarrassing sitting down and having to oh yeah, I did spend, a couple $100 at this place and that. And it was like, you only have $50 a month, Laura, to spend on clothes. And that's literally what it was in the beginning. He gave me $50 and he had $50. And it was just, that was what we did. And we barely bought anything. And it was really hard, but I think that we had clear goals for ourselves. We knew what we were going towards. And I think that's also really important. Actually, Chloe on here commented that having a clear set of goals ahead of you and knowing where you're going is really kind of the driving force to keeping up with that budget, because budgeting itself, like we said, is really hard to stick with. And so, but if you have those goals that you're going toward while you're budgeting, I think it makes it a little bit easier to keep going with the budget.
Absolutely. Some people, just no big deal. They are not excessive savers or expenders. And some people are like, man, this is hard.
The second they get it, they have to spend it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so again, getting on the same page with your spouse, we did it where we had a weekly budgeting meeting. I think it was like on Sundays, we would sit down and go through this. And man, yeah, it sucked. But you know what? I'd pay the price 10 times over to be in the position and have the opportunity to have the finances that we have now. Mm-hmm.